are his targets quality?
There we go.
Okay. That's fair, right? He may not be getting quality, but he is getting targeted. The other side of the run game, I'm just going to put this out there. Dickerson, I thought they lost him for the season in the preseason. He's playing banged up. Lane Johnson's playing banged up. So offensively, Becton left, right? So they're a different group up front. Now you have a new coordinator. Again, the third new coordinator. It all takes time to figure this thing out. The offensive line will get, but they have not done a great job. Even Mailata said it. He said, listen, we're missing blocks. We're not sticking to blocks, which limits Saquon's explosive plays. All of that can be true, and they can still be going and working to the right thing. Is it Petula? Is that how you say his name?
Yes, Kevin Petula.
Yeah, so he has to learn the rhythm of the Eagles. And I would tell everybody, be cautious, be patient, because, again, what Lewis just said, if they match up, but they already beat the Rams. They already beat the Bucs, right? They've beaten the Chiefs. They're beating good teams. It's not like they're not playing anybody and they're getting by. They're playing the best in getting by.
I don't want to get Peter mad because we downplayed the Giants win. They blocked 2 field goals to beat them. You know what I mean? Like, you can argue either side of this if you want to. They're 4-0. They've won 20 out of 21. I feel ridiculous pointing out their problems, but the problems are relatively evident to see. When you have 0 completions and -1 yard and a half of football, everything isn't exactly right.
It's the eye of the beholder, because here they are. They haven't even played a complete game yet. You look at it, their first half against the Rams was horrendous, but the second half was great. Their first half against the Buccaneers was tremendous. Second half was terrible, and yet they're 4-0. Have you heard of Mel Robbins? You know who that is?
Yeah, I do.
The let them theory?
Yeah.
That's kind of what they've got to just kind of lean into. Let everyone else talk about us. Let everyone else panic about us. Guys, we're 4-0, and to Jeff's point, we beat Tampa. We beat the Rams. We beat the Chiefs.
Can Mel Robbins get the ball to A.J. Brown? That's my only damn question. Can Mel design some sort of play action deep over something? Can Mel talk A.J. Brown into going into motion, doing something creative? Can Mel convince Kevin Petula that throwing the ball on first down is the most advantageous time to throw the ball?
Yeah.
They are amongst the last in the league. We come into this season knowing that they have a great running attack. So we know that people are going to gear up to stop on the run. So on early downs, people are geared up to stop on the run. And they throw the ball less than anyone else on first down. So I don't know.
Mel Robbins and Big Dom, a podcast.
There we go. There we go. Just get the ball, AJ.
There's always so many things, right, that go into this kind of like spotty up and down performance. I mean, look, Jeff is alluding to it. The offensive line is not kicking everyone's ass like they were years ago. They're just not.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look like that anymore. Look, Saquon, what is it, like 1.4 yards per carry before first contact this year? Last year was almost 4. Last year he was up at safety depth before anybody even touched him. So it's not like all of a sudden, you know, the whole argument doesn't need to start about running backs anymore, about whether or not you should pay him. He's fine. They will even this thing out. Only thing I am saying, though, Greeny, when you asked me the question about is this still a team that can get back to the Super Bowl with the way they're playing right now? If they keep playing this way, a team like the Rams will jump up and beat you.
Yeah.
A team like the Bucs, all these teams are going to trend the right way. They're going to be there in the end. They're going to be there in the end.
Absolutely.
No one's questioning whether they'll be there or not. I mean, look, Brian Windhorst has a great expression in the NBA. I think it applies. Winning a championship means never having to say you're sorry. Because they won the title last year, we give them the benefit of the doubt, right? That they'll get this thing figured out. If they didn't have that, we might be looking at the situation differently.
Of course, but I think Jeff was mad about the way that people are treating the Eagles, but they've created these expectations for us. Yeah. And I think that it's hard to have a conversation about an undefeated team having issues, but the numbers are the numbers. And we watch the games also. They do have some concerns.
I'm old enough to remember when wide receivers would get mad and they would throw tantrums on the sidelines. Now they have a different way of expressing their
I like the way he went about it.
It's sort of a little like that. In some ways, it's better. All right, we're just getting rolling here. We've got the magic of Mahomes on the way. Has the Chiefs' offense finally been unlocked? Is he ready to go scorched earth on the rest of the league? Our group has mixed emotions. Plus, the D in Big D stands for dreadful. Jerry has a lot to say about that Dallas defense. It's going to make you wonder what he's watching. We'll talk about it as we roll on. Oh, what a morning.
Let's go.
We're well dressed here, people.
We are.
Well dressed.
Throw the ball. That's what they better let them do.
You're brutal.
This is the time when the best show what they're made of. So let's show the city how it's done.
You got this.
She's gone, Dr. Lennox.
Not until I say she is.
What the hell? Whoa!
There are consequences to my team being benched. Lives lost.
All work real well together. Real Brady Bunch vibe.
Chicago Wednesday, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
When you're not bound to the past, you can leave old ideas behind. The new GV70. Welcome to Genesis.
You might ask yourself, how does a guy end up living in a toy store for 6 months?
Oops. You got to cover your tracks. He will be captured. Good luck.
Yeah.
Roofman, rated R.
Let's talk about innovation.
I'll take it from here. The wheel, the internet, and now new Fireball Blazing Apple.
Apple?
Oh, yeah. We had engineers stuffing apples into this thing. But you may be wondering, how do we go bigger from here? Don't talk, because I've got it. Big reveal. By going smaller. New Fireball Blazing Apple. The most innovative Apple launch in history.
You make me feel so miserable.
Flonase relieves your worst allergy symptoms so you can start feeling better the same day and save your relationship with nature. Flonase.
Do it all with Steel Battery. Now is the best time to save big on over 40 hardworking Steel tools. Hurry into your local Steel dealer or shop online.
I'm being told this is Limu Emu from Liberty Mutual, who helps save you hundreds by customizing your car insurance.
And his partner, Doug, is the gentleman under the security guard.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Chipotle's carne asada is back. It's our most tender cuts of steak, grilled and seasoned with cumin, oregano, and coriander. Finished with fresh lime and hand-chopped cilantro. Carne asada. This is our best steak ever.
Consumer Cellular knows there are a lot of offers flying around, but they slip away too fast. We don't play games. What you see is what you get. Bet you're glad you wore cargo pants. See how we can cut your bill. Call Consumer Cellular.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats? Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Your credit score is only part of your financial picture. Count on Intuit Credit Karma to scan the factors credit card companies use and to show you approval odds, so you know where you stand today. Download the app to get started.
At last, my love has come along.
Well.
We've been waiting for the season premiere of the #1 new comedy, Shifting Gears.
Tell me you're using protection because you are not ready to be a parent.
Whatever. With big surprises.
Dude, are you hiding?
Big guests.
Oh, you met someone. Lucky for you, she has low standards.
And a big home improvement reunion.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, boy.
Shifting Gears, season premiere tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
That guy's a tool.
We are back on Get Up, and there it is, America's favorite photo and America's favorite conversation. Would Kimberly be shocked? And it's a delight to welcome her in the morning. Okay, here we go, Kmart. We're going to start with talking about the Buffalo Bills. I want to show you their upcoming schedule. It is not what we would describe in sports as a murderer's row. There certainly feels like a lot of winnable games, and as you can see, they are actually favored to win all the remainder of their games on ESPN Bet Sportsbook. So that sets up our first question. Would Kmart be shocked if the Bills clinch the AFC East by the beginning of December?
I hope I don't jinx Brandon Beane and Josh Allen, but no, I would not be shocked if they end up clinching the division. You just put up the schedule, Greenie. They've played very well. Josh Allen is playing better than a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, and the way their schedule is set up, we knew that they were going to have the easiest schedule, so I think they're in good company.
Yeah, the division falling by the wayside a little bit. We'll see where
I didn't want to talk about your Jets there.
The next one, no. Well, we'll get to. There's not a whole lot of reason to talk about them when it comes to the division. They played each other, by the way, and the Jets still haven't started competing in that game. Okay, let's get to the Jaguars. Would Kmart be shocked if the Jaguars win the AFC South?
I would not be shocked. And you know why I'm saying that? I don't want Liam Cohen to knock me out. I just feel like I'm that dude always wants to fight. No, honestly, you think about that division, like at this point, they have a good record. The Titans are kind of a mess right now. Cam Ward's saying that himself, so I wouldn't be shocked. I think they've got talent, and their record is pretty good.
Jeffrey, do you take that personally?
Absolutely.
From an Indianapolis perspective?
Have we watched it? If Mitchell just possesses the ball one more second, they beat the Rams. Are we not putting the Colts above the Jags? Come on, Kmart, be better than that.
I'm just trying to get under Jeffrey.
You just don't want Liam mad at you. I understand.
That's exactly right. I don't blame her. And that last one. Would Kmart be shocked after watching them play last weekend and all maybe seeming right again in the kingdom if Kansas City finds its way all the way back to the Super Bowl one more time?
No, I would not be shocked. This is a team that, coming into this year, figured getting knocked around in the Super Bowl, that would wake them up a little bit. This has not been the season they expected, but I think you saw a worthy comeback, and you saw some juice, you saw some energy in this offense. I think now they've survived Rashee Rice at this point with his absence, so I think they're in pretty good position.
So, Jeff, you weren't here yesterday. There's been a pretty split debate on this show this week. I feel like about half the people I've had on have said, see, that's what it's supposed to look like. They get Worthy back. They're going to get Rashee Rice back. The Chiefs are right back where they want to be. And others have said, hold on, the Ravens defense is going to make a lot of people look healthier than they actually are. Where do we sit?
I'm on the side where the Ravens are going to make you look a lot better than you probably are. I mean, you think the Ravens in the run game are 31st in the league, passing game they're 25th. So did the Chiefs play exceptionally well? They did, right? They finally ran the ball. They finally did the things Worthy had explosive plays. Travis Kelce took a time machine back. He was lighting it up. Everybody was playing well. But my issue with the Chiefs is not always about it's about the fundamental portion of it. They don't run the ball well. They average 67 yards a game with their running backs, which is almost dead last in the league. Explosive plays are still. You're not playing the Ravens, and here's my issue. I don't have a problem. I don't have an issue with the Chiefs going to the playoffs. The Chiefs want to win the Super Bowl. So if we're talking about them as a Super Bowl winning team, my issues are deeper than just can we go beat the Ravens. That's why I still have hesitation.
Yeah, look, I think that they are turning a corner. I think, look, number one, look at the pace that they played at yesterday. The speed component looks like it's back now. Okay, and when you have that, whether it be you're talking about go balls, whether you're talking about jet sweeps, those kinds of things that are stretching the field horizontally and vertically, it just starts to create more space. The running game has never been really fantastic in the Kansas City, even when they were winning Super Bowls. I mean, they never had someone who they could really count on that Patrick could say, hey, look, you know what, I got to hand this ball off a few times. You got to take some of the load off of me. The load is always on him.
No doubt.
The fact of the matter, though, is this. The offensive line came off the ball with some authority yesterday. Travis Kelce looked different yesterday. Tyquan Thornton has kind of developed now. Hollywood Brown looks pretty good. Juju Smith-Schuster is going, hey, I want to get in on this. And with Xavier being back, and remember this name too. Remember the name Brashard Smith, the seventh router out of SMU. Slowly you're seeing Andy work him into the backfield like he used Jerick McKinnon, and he has got blazing speed. That's what this team is built on, and I think you're starting to see that come to the forefront now.
I think it's fair to say, let's wait till we get Worthy and Rice. And that's what I was saying the first 3 weeks. A lot of people were saying that because it's almost, okay, go watch Get Up, but Greeny's out and Kmart's out and Hembo's out. But go watch Get Up and treat it like it's going to be at its best. That's not the case. You need to have your full arsenal before we judge you. And they haven't gotten Rice back. I think Rice, to me, is one of the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL when he's going in this offense. Worthy comes back, the thing opens up, and to Lewis's point, suddenly you're dusting off Pacheco. It's like, oh, hello, old friend. The Chiefs, that's what I remember. This was the unit that we were expecting before the season. I would like to judge them on this, and they might even get better once we get
And I do think they're going to get better. I just think that when we're talking about the game they just played, it's styles make fights. This is a perfect fight for the Chiefs. The Ravens can't generate pass rush. They can't stop the run. You can't stop them. That's an issue. So everything does look good, and everything looks explosive and looks fast. It's when you start taking Worthy completely out of the game, or you get pressure on Mahomes by rushing 4 or rushing 3 and dropping 8. There's different things that teams can bring you. That's the only reason I say I have the hesitation, because of the opponent they just beat up on.
I think it's in the middle. Like the question of have they returned to championship caliber play, it's been 1 week. And I'm always going to be the voice of reason. Like 1 week doesn't mean a whole season. But the same reason we're talking about some of these other teams like the Ravens, what's happening with them? They have a lot of injuries. The fact that your best players aren't on the field, we can't ignore that also. So when you completely talk about the Chiefs, you can't also say like, well, they should be playing better, except they don't have their best guys.
It's also worth pointing out, no team in the NFL had a better weekend last weekend than they did. Not only they get the win. Think about where we were a week ago.
We're crowning the Chargers.
And now, boom, Chargers lose a game. They suddenly don't look so invincible. Chiefs get this win. They play what shapes up to be a huge game Monday night against Jacksonville.
They play the Jaguars on Monday night.
It's funny how the players matter, huh? Who you have available really does matter.
Always, them dudes.
To that point, Andy Reid didn't forget how to drop an offense, guys.
Right.
Like they're going to be okay.
They needed to tread water until Rashee Rice got there. Banking that win on Sunday is critical. If they get themselves just a 3-3 and they get him back, now they're probably off and running. Now, next up, we get to the Cowboys. And Jerry said, what? The boss knows there is no D in Big D, but wait till you hear why he said that's about to change. Plus, it was not a September to remember for Arch Manning, but now these games start to matter again in a big way. Is he ready for it? We go inside the college quarterback situation as we roll on. Get Up on a Wednesday on ESPN.
Paradise doesn't always have palm trees. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Looks like there's a flag.
Mike, I can't keep up with you. You're racing around like you're 10 years younger. How do you stay in such great shape?
Eugenics Total T2, Ed, helps me stay leaner, stronger, and gives me back to the energy and stamina I had when I was younger.
How'd you hear about Eugenics?
You kidding? You haven't seen Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie talk about it? Men over 40, get Eugenics Total T2 and get back on your game.
From the #1 selling testosterone brand at GNC and Walmart, Eugenics Total T2 is packed with even more man-boosting power. It's the next generation testosterone booster that sends nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours. Feel leaner, stronger, and ready for anything with more energy and drive. Get your complimentary bottle by texting SWIFT to 369-369.
Hey, Raph, aren't you forgetting something?
New T2 is not available in stores. Get your complimentary bottle by texting SWIFT to 369-369. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever. Absolutely free.
I'm stumped. Friendly insurance lizard, first letter G. Geppetto?
Come on, you just switched to Geico for car insurance? They knew exactly what you needed?
The friendly people at Geico weren't lizards.
Think European accent, yay big.
Napoleon?
No.
Not even a lizard.
Maybe I can help. No way, it's the Geico Gecko.
This guy knows crosswords.
64 across is quibble. Thank you.
Get more support.
Is that how you spell fracascia?
Get more with Geico.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place. Where your breakfast faves like pancakes, eggs, and bacon, or French toast with sausage and eggs are all just $6. The new value menu, every day at IHOP.
Many of my clients ask me, how can I afford to buy my next home, but also make sure my current home sells? That's why who you work with matters. With HomeLight, we're able to help clients buy and sell at the same time with all of the certainty and none of the stress. It's the most game-changing solution in real estate today. Together with HomeLight, we've helped clients win the home of their dreams every time.
Hockey is here. The breakaways, here. The beards, here. The dekes, the backhands, the Ovi goals, all here. Comebacks are here. Blue Cheap is here. Barn burners, thousands of them. Trade alerting, here. The fans, here. The Stanley Cup, yeah, you guessed it. It's here on ESPN.
If you know luxury, it's not just award-winning, it's rewarding. Saatva Mattresses supports all types of sleepers. Luxury is handcrafted and assembled in American factories and brought directly to you with our complimentary in-home delivery and setup service. Which is why over 90% of customers would recommend Saatva to friends and family. Saatva, luxury mattresses made affordable.
You certain you can dry those pants?
Please.
You 4imprint certain?
Yeah.
Certainty matters. So when you need the right high-quality promotional products, printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time, that's the certainty of 4imprint. Wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team by visiting 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
We are back on Get Up, and we have significant breaking news from the NFL. Everything we had planned to do on the program has just jumped out the window. Kimberly Martin, would you please be so kind as to share the breaking news of the morning?
Yeah, Adam Schefter just reported that Dillon Gabriel will replace Joe Flacco for the Cleveland Browns. Dillon Gabriel will start against the Minnesota Vikings in London. This did not come as a surprise, considering how this Cleveland Browns offense has looked of late. A lot of questions in Cleveland about the offense and Joe Flacco. Now we know, rookie quarterback up next.
Peter, here's what I think. I think they were listening to our pre-show meeting this morning. We had a lengthy discussion about when they should do this, whether they should do this, how they should do this. And now, an hour later, they have done this. Fill in the blanks for me.
The argument for going to Dillon Gabriel is he brings a little bit of spark, and maybe you get something different because you were going to Flacco because he was a responsible veteran, but they're -6 in turnovers.
That's right.
The decision-making hasn't been great anyway. So if you've got a 41-year-old who's not exactly, keeping the ball and being smart with the ball, you might as well try. But gosh, a first assignment being Brian Flores on the road in London is not exactly ideal for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Dillon Gabriel, though, needs a little bit more mobility.
Yes.
Maybe a little spark to this team.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people watched Lewis.
And I think that's one of the keys right there. It's not just the effect that it's going to have on the offense. Look, the defense is going to look at this and go, hey, look, now we have a shot when we get 3 and outs. Maybe we can actually start moving the football a little bit. Maybe we can get a little bit of a break here. The wide receivers will start running routes a little bit differently. The offensive line starts blocking a little differently. That, it's an intangible thing as far as being motivated by the fact that there was a quarterback change, but it has real tangible effects on the field. Guys all of a sudden feel as though, maybe they need to level up their game a little bit to match what this young man's going to bring to the football field. Joe just looked like he didn't have any juice. He didn't look like someone who was really willing to stand in there and make the kind of plays and take the kind of punishment and be able to make the kind of unique off-schedule plays that I believe Dillon can make. You saw it in the preseason. Yes, it's a tough assignment. Brian Flores is going to go, hey, well, you know what? You see this book right here? I'm going to show you all of this. But that's fine. As you said, Nick, it's the NFL. This is what you sign up for.
Watching them play offense hurt your eyes, right? So, it's hard to imagine it getting much worse, but that's easy to say until it actually happens. Nick, first guess it. Do you like the decision?
Oh, yeah, I like the decision. I think that it's probably something that you feel in a locker room, and the boost that you're talking about is there. The athleticism is the big point through it. I think Peter touched on this earlier, but it raises the floor of your offense immediately if you have some ability to run. Like the pocket passer is almost obsolete in the NFL. The strict pocket passer, which Joe Flacco is, ability to move, run some zone read, do some other things to take pressure off the rest of the team, I think helps them a lot.
Yeah. Their tackles have struggled in Cleveland, and if you can't move and your tackles aren't doing a great job, you're going to get a lot of pressure. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to turn the ball over. All those things are coming to fruition. They want the Jackson Dart effect, and what I mean by that is it wasn't like Jackson Dart put the team on his back and went and won. He had 100 yards, whatever it is, 112 yards. If they can get that with their defensive production, think about what Brian Burns did. What Dexter Lawrence, these dudes turned it on. If you get any of that from the Cleveland defense and all of a sudden things start to turn around, that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping for a breath of fresh air. That's what they're asking for.
This is why last week we had this question of Kmart, would you be shocked if the Browns made a QB switch? And I said no, because the question of Joe Flacco, it was going to keep coming up. If Joe Flacco didn't improve, everybody's going to look at that bench and say, you got 2 rookies there. Why are you not going to them? But also, I covered that Jackson Dart game, and I was in that Giants locker room, and I spoke to Brian Burns on the Friday before the game, and he's like, as a defense, we get, however he plays, we got to step up. We got to make sure that. So there is an effect, to your point about, Scatterboo doing his thing. But defensively, everybody picks it up. Everybody's looking around like, okay, we got to help out the rookie as well.
I mean, we saw this last year. Do you remember when Drake May went into the lineup for New England?
Yeah, they got better.
You saw it even in the preseason when he actually went in the game. It's a real thing. I think you'll see this happen.
How long will that juice, that spark last?
Well, let me remind everyone of a few different circumstances with the Browns. They have 2 first-round picks in the upcoming draft, which generally speaking, looks to be quarterback rich. Now, a lot of the quarterbacks that we like in it have not played so well so far in September. We're going to get into that with Jordan Rodgers in a minute. But the point I'm making is it is incumbent upon the Browns to figure out if they have something in Dillon Gabriel and or if they have something in Shedeur Sanders by the end of this season, because they have an opportunity, we would think, next year to make an aggressive move for a quarterback if they want to.
That's the real answer to the test, right? Is do we have him in our building? If we have him in our building, let's go. But you got to give the guys an opportunity to know if you got him in the building.
It's hard to know whether you do or not. I mean, you could look at Baker Mayfield and say they drafted him number 1 overall and they had him in the building and they let him go. So we'll see.
The Browns. That is the problem with the Browns. That you see Baker go off elsewhere to multiple teams and still be the kind of quarterback who you think can win you a championship. Why didn't it work? With all the quarterbacks that Cleveland has had, why hasn't it worked?
And one thing, I don't know if we know the answer to this yet, but maybe we can find it out. Is Flacco the backup or is Shedeur the backup?
No, I would assume it's Flacco still.
I would too, but the Shedeur Sanders part of this, Shedeur Sanders has been a major story.
This door will revolve. It's not like Dillon Gabriel. Right. I mean, he might be. Shedeur will get a chance if he just hangs in the pocket and just his opportunity will come if the Browns continue to struggle.
Well, it's also who is number 2 is relevant because as the same thing we said about Jackson Dart in New York, the fact that he was number 2 instead of Jameis Winston, these guys, you're 1 hit away from going into the game. So my question is, if that hit happens on Sunday in London, is it Shedeur or is it Flacco who comes in the game?
I would think right now it's Flacco, but I think for sure if you're Shedeur right now, here's your opportunity. Yeah. Here's your opportunity to get more reps because now truly, look, they don't want to go back to Joe Flacco. Right. You don't take him out because you want to go back to him at some point in time. If you're Shedeur Sanders right now, though, whatever you're doing, I'm taking it up a whole nother level because Dillon is not promised to stay in there. This is, as we're all talking about, this is really a tryout for everyone because of the draft capital they have next year. And that guy, we may not have seen the last of him yet.
And I'll tell you, the Giants traded up to get Jackson Dart in the first round. Dillon Gabriel is still a 3rd-round pick. So this isn't some sacred cow that they would never bench Dillon Gabriel. Right. He struggles. Yeah, he's on the block too.
No, I think that winning the Green Bay game actually hastens a lot of this stuff. Like, wait a minute, we're too good to not at least take a shot and see what happens. I have Jordan Rodgers with me, who is an outstanding quarterback evaluator. We were going to dive into and are going to dive into a bunch of these college quarterbacks, Jordan, but as we get this news here, I'd love to get your perspective on it. Again, you studied Dillon Gabriel before the draft. What are the Browns getting at quarterback this weekend in London?
Well, I think the thing that stands out is he started 63 games in his career, most by a college football player, period. The other quarterback we saw do that was Bo Nix, and he had an immediate impact with the Broncos. Why? Because he's played a ton of football. And Dillon Gabriel was at 3 different schools, 3 different systems, and the constant with him was the ball always came out on time, and he was accurate. At every stop, he was accurate, 73 or 74% completion percentage at Oregon, and he protected the football. So it didn't matter the system. It didn't matter the Jimmies and Joes that were around him. He elevated the play of the offense at every stop, and the experience, I think, of a guy that played college for 6 years and, as I mentioned, 63 starts. I don't think this moment's going to be too big for him at all. I like him to be able to plug in and have an immediate impact, kind of like we saw with Bo Nix.
Okay, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Again, we talked about Jackson Dart against a good Chargers defense. Is that the right time? This is a good defense. There's never the right time.
Never.
Right? You just got to take your shot, and so they're doing it. All right, so that's our breaking news of the morning. In the meantime, let's continue with what we were planning to do here because it's already not too soon to be thinking about the NFL draft. I want to do a quarterback stock report with Jordan Rodgers because, as I mentioned, there are a lot of quarterbacks that we're looking at to be first-rounders next year, and some of them have not gotten off to the sorts of starts that we were hoping, and one of them is Drew Aller, Penn State. Saturday night, Jordan, the stage was so perfectly set up for him. It was not a great night. Where do we stand right now on Drew Aller?
Yeah, the stock is down. Look, when it looks good for Drew, it looks really good. Problem is we haven't seen it very much, and it's really glaring, his inability to create when things break down. You see that on third downs. You see it in the red zone where his QBR is 122nd and 128th in college football. And especially in the Oregon game, they didn't blitz him. They only blitzed on 16.7% of downs, but they had a 40% pressure rate. When you're a quarterback and it's four-man rush, you have to be able to create with your legs, break the defense down. And I think time and time again, we saw him hold on to the ball too long, and we saw him have an inability to make somebody miss or extend the play to the outside to help the defense get broken down and create explosive plays. He just wasn't able to do that. The big-time throws to the perimeter, every now and then you're like, man, that looks good. I think that's what we hold on to. But I think it's just inconsistency in making big plays happen when it's not perfect.
And maybe working against him is that in that very same game, you're looking at Oregon's quarterback, Dante Moore, and you're thinking, okay, that's what it looks like. Where is his stock right now?
Oh, I love this kid. His stock is through the roof right now. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in college football. I love his ball placement, not accuracy, right? Accuracy is throwing it to the guy. Ball placement is throwing it away from the defense, setting guys up. You see him there making somebody misses the overtime winner. The play before that was had a free rusher, threw his guy upfield. So he gives his receivers so much information with the ball location and also his talent. He's able to put his feet in the ground with stuff in his face, noise in his face, make any throw, change his arm angle, ton of talent, ton of production, and I loved what I saw against Penn State.
He's super young, too. I think if the draft were held today, though, he would be the first pick. One more. Garrett Nussmeier began this season with everyone raving, oh, he's climbing up these boards, and now it has taken a step backwards. Where are we on the LSU quarterback?
Yeah, we're down on Nuss, and I'm the one that was probably leading the bandwagon, right? Saying he was going to be the Heisman hopeful. What we haven't seen is the deep ball, and I just think he's not 100%. When you watch Garrett Nussmeier, it looks like every throw he's throwing about 75%. You never really see him step into one and rip it like we saw last year. That was his superpower, is under pressure with guys in his face. He could create a great amount of velocity and accuracy. Every ball just seems to be fluttering towards the perimeter. The downfield throws, as you see the numbers here, are not what they were last year, and that's just not being inaccurate. Those balls aren't driving and landing downfield. They're coming up short. It doesn't look like he's 100%. He did hurt his ab or oblique in camp, re-aggravated it against Clemson. Brian Kelly has said he's healthy. To me, he just doesn't look it.
Let me get one more quickly. We have the breaking news, so we'll do this, but I still think it's worth doing because Arch Manning began this season as the most talked about player in college football, and then he had that tough go against Ohio State, and they really haven't played much competition since. But now it gets going again, beginning with this game at Florida, and you see the games he has coming up here. Louis Riddick is actually going to be on the call for the game at Florida, so I wanted his perspective as well. Jordan, what are we looking to see out of Arch Manning this weekend that will convince us, okay, all is well?
Yeah, make the easy throws look easy, right? I love that you see some of the confidence and the swagger come back from this kid because I think that was not there the first couple weeks with all the media pressure and the cloud over him of not performing up to the standard. We're seeing his mobility and confidence come back, but I want to see the easy throws look easy. His off-target percentage right now is 19%. That's the highest in the Power 4, and it's really those throws to the flat, the intermediate.
Feet will get square and parallel. The ball kind of goes down in the dirt. He tries to change his arm angle sometimes. It doesn't look natural to him. I'll tell you what, if I'm Florida, this is what I'm doing. Every time I see Arch get flushed out of the pocket and he's trying to throw on the run, that's just not his thing. I would not want him to sit in the pocket and get comfortable off of play action where he can become a rhythm thrower. You let him do that, with the weapons that they have, he's probably going to tear you up. I'm sending the house after him. I'm making him move and making him throw on the move because I think he struggles doing that. There's a lot of questions he's going to have to face down here in the swamp. This could be a much tougher test than maybe what people think for Texas.
All right, with the breaking news, we'll have more on this that we will do a little bit later. Jordan, awesome. Thank you very much. We'll have more on these college games as we go. But back to the NFL coming up next. The Steelers have a 2-game lead over the Ravens in the AFC North at the quarter pole. Are they a lock to win the division? We've got varying opinions up here. And speaking of the Steelers, Pancakes are next, and Jeff is here with a little crepe. Take it away.
I'm getting outside the box. We got a crepe. This is a very light crepe, and it's an old crepe. It was like probably put in the fridge, but you're bringing it back out because I want to show you a very old man who's getting a crepe. Aaron Rodgers, watch this little block right here. Hands it off. Hey, by the way, there's like 2 minutes left in the game, but look, boom, got him one. He got him one. He snuck him one. This is a thing of beauty. He rolls out, he sees it, and then gets some on the side. Again, not put in the fridge, a little old. You're probably bringing it. You might not even eat it. Might scoop your fork. But look at that. Aaron Rodgers laying that La Crepe early this morning. Cakes are insane. Folks getting laid out. Come back and check us out.
Let's go.
Mira Joy, the overwhelming relief after Miralax helps you go. Miralax works naturally with the water in your body. Miralax, free your gut to free your mood.
For more fiber per serving than any other gummy, try Mira Fiber.
The General gives you a break to keep you covered.
Yeah, whether it's on your car insurance
or taking a break from being the auto-tune guy.
Now you're just showing off.
For a great low rate, go with the General.
That's right. Move it like this now. You gotta move that.
Big time, best time, all the time. Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
Y'all make sure y'all get 3 for $5 because they ain't advertising it, honey.
Oh, we're advertising it. Get 3 pieces of our crispy, juicy signature chicken for just $5. How's that?
Let's go to Popeyes.
This is the time when the best show what they're made of.
You got this.
Me and my team, we stay ready. Let's show the city how it's done.
Chicago Wednesday, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Oh, wow.
Why no glasses?
They make my head look weird.
VisionWorks has a 100-day guarantee. Change your mind, change your glasses. Simple. Let's get you turned around because the Aurora Borealis is that way. VisionWorks. See the difference.
Back pain. When you've got it, you know it. Introducing the X-Pack from CopperFit, our groundbreaking technology designed for compression support of your lower back and core like you've never experienced before. Engineered with our most innovative patent-pending Advanced X compression system, the X-Pack evenly distributes the support across a broader surface area of your back for relief of lower back aches and pains.
The new belt is fantastic. I feel a bigger area of support. Immediately, there was something different about this.
A super lightweight mesh fabric, ventilated for unmatched breathability to increase airflow and release excess heat.
You have to try it. You haven't felt anything that's going to give you the kind of support and relieve the back pain that you have, because it is unbelievable.
Our copper-infused fabric, made with the most advanced materials for superior support and lighter than air comfort.
It's just relaxing all that tension that you get.
Wow, oh, that feels great.
I've tried a lot of belts in the past. Nothing like this.
I have a history of back issues, man, and this is really hard to believe what I'm feeling right now.
An orthopedic-designed alloy support panel and 4 built-in flexible stabilizers to help improve alignment and promote better posture.
Usually when I have long triathlons, there's pain. With the belt, there's absolutely no pain. For me, it was like, okay, is this really happening? I really haven't felt anything like this before.
The all-new X-Pack from CopperFit, the most effective, breathable, custom
the world. It's life-changing.
The all-new X-Pack from CopperFit. Feel the difference.
We're back on Get Up, and if you're just joining us, the breaking news this morning, Adam Schefter reporting the Browns are making a quarterback change. They will start the rookie Dylan Gabriel this Sunday in London against Minnesota. I asked Peter Schrager a question moments ago. Who is going to be the backup? And you've gotten the answer.
Yeah, Schefter's got it as well. Flacco will be the backup, but Shador will be number 3. So your depth chart is Dylan Gabriel 1, Joe Flacco 2, fellow rookie Shedeur Sanders will be the number 3 man.
That's what felt like the important part, or feels like. For those who are interested in whether Shedeur ever gets on the field or not, the backup is literally one play away at any point from getting into the game. Okay, we'll have much more on this as we go, and Peter's headed over to do First Take. Awesome this morning. We'll see you at 10 o'clock Eastern. In the meantime, I want to show everybody some numbers, because for people who don't speak gambling, Las Vegas and our friends at ESPN Bet Sportsbook, they know more about sports than anyone. And the numbers they put out there are speaking to you. And if you look at the AFC North, what they're telling you is the Ravens are still going to win that division. The Ravens at 1-3 with an injured Lamar Jackson remain odds-on favorites to win that division. Jeff Saturday, they're saying that to you. What do you say back to them?
Bet the Steelers. Bet it, book it. Whatever it
Boost it, baby.
Boost it. No, I think the Steelers, what you're seeing from the Steelers, they're getting better as it's progressing. You're seeing more injuries mount up for the Ravens. I don't see how they're seeing this 1-3 team make this massive recovery and end up winning this division.
Kmart, I should have started with you because you've got the Ravens this weekend. What sense do we have of Lamar Jackson with that hamstring? When will we know if he's playing?
We'll have more information today. Whenever they get to practice, we'll see if he's there. We'll hear from John Harbaugh. Theoretically, hopefully we'll hear from Lamar as well as far as how he's feeling. But there is a very good chance that he may not play this weekend and potentially the week after. We got to see. Hamstrings are tricky. They do have a bye after these 2 home games. So here you got the Texans, the game I'm covering. Then they have the Rams. So they're facing 2 very good defenses. Then they have their bye, and then they get the Bears and Dolphins.
Yes, there's a space between those 2 games. As you see, they're all at home. But I think that sets up an interesting way. Nick, go.
No, I was just surprised at the percentages. Do those calculate in that Lamar Jackson may not be playing? Because I think that changes everything. Assuming that they are better than 50-50 chance to win any of these games without their star quarterback is really hard for me to imagine. So I understand that they have 2 games back-to-back and then a bye week. 2 home games, then a bye week. And potentially they could rest Lamar for both of those games and maybe hopefully split them and then get him all the way through the bye week. That's almost a month of rest. That could be one way to approach it, or they could feel like their back's against the wall because they're 1-3.
That's what I wanted to bring up is you want to be as cautious as you are able to be with your franchise, right? Lamar gets seriously hurt and you're Cincinnati now. Your season's basically over. But you could get buried. You saved for these 2 games, and now you're 1-3, Jeff. They're still in it. The Vegas is still saying they're the favorites. 1-5, you're basically buried.
Yeah, you sure are. And look, with the way the defense is playing, look, there's always a complimentary discussion that you're talking about here right now. If the Ravens defense was playing like the Ravens defense of old, you'd be like, okay, you know what? We'll manage these games, and we'll just play them to win. It may look ugly, but right now, look at that. Every possession counts. Every single possession counts for this football team, and you need an MVP caliber quarterback in order to keep you in it. And let's not forget this, and we'll talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are trending the right way. Right. Okay, and I know that's something that maybe some people don't want to really believe, but they are trending the right way. And why is that? Because the defense, as you saw this past weekend, they decided to say, hey, you know what, you're not running the football against us. And everything started to go with that.
Well, Lewis just used your favorite word. He said people are starting to believe. Do you believe it?
I believe it. Let me say this about the Steelers, because he made a great point. They're finding the rhythm of their team, and you trust Mike Tomlin, right? You trust what he's going to do with the organization. When you look at the Ravens right now, what do you hold on to? You hold on to Lamar Jackson. They're about to go play the Texans, who will flat out get after you and chase your quarterback. The last thing you want to happen is that guy to have to be moving and using his leg. If he could stay stationary and you could play, hey, we can protect him, but that is not what the Ravens have shown.
They're not protecting him well at all lately.
Yeah. Kmart's got that game for us this weekend. She'll be all over it all day long. Lamar Jackson's practice status today looms as one of the most interesting stories in the NFL on a day where we have seen a quarterback change. All of that said, I don't want to overpromise. But it's time for the pancakes, and they're as good as they've been all year. Let's go. Pancakes is one of our favorite things. Dominic, get it started.
We're cranking this up. Little taste, little appetizer. Oh, my goodness. Get out the way. You got to like that. Are you serious? Oh, get out the way. Lay the hat down. 1 cake. Yeah. 2 cakes.
Is this? Oh yeah.
All right, here we go.
We're getting warmed
up. We're getting warmed up. Oh! Pancake.
Hey, we are cranking this up. Bama. Parker Brailsford, who is the center, make sure we pay close attention. Snaps it, pulls, get on the edge, get the backer one, now get the little man two. Dump him and stay on him. You see how he stayed? He slowed the roll. My favorite part is he get up in there, he knocks the backer off, but then finishes the little man and then lays on top. You don't get that like that. Belly off. Hey, safeties, get out the way, man. You see that freight train? You don't want that action, boss. That's what I'm talking about, Brailsford. Nice work by my big man. Going number 2, Oregon, Alex Harkey. I want you to watch this right here. The little slap by. He's going to slap the stick. Bam. Then come up top. Boom. Oh! Hey, situational awareness. You know who doesn't have it? This guy. He's got no. I don't know why he's looking to the sideline. No help coming from over there, my man. Everything the freight train's coming from this side. You have no awareness except somebody and your parents going, somebody help my son up. That is awful. No situational awareness. Respect right there. And then finally, I'm finishing this thing off.
Catch those.
20 marks. I want you to watch pass blocking. Oh, my goodness. Are you my man, receive that? That is as good as it gets. Every offensive lineman that watches this film, this right here is a highlight of our season. When a running back goes face to chin, lift and dump, there is nothing. That's 3 pancakes on the sat him down. Nothing better right there. Okay. 20 marks, my man.
The only thing we have is a surprise.
I got a surprise cake for you. Let's bring it up. My man, Jared Verse. Step back, got him a running start. Is that a center? Is that a center for the Indianapolis Colts?
How you going to do me like that?
Get up! What do you say? I believe it goes like this. Receive it.
Jeff, I just want to, hey, can you just tell me like what the center is saying as that's happening?
Throw it! Throw it!
I love that. He superheroed him.
I mean, that's what he's yelling. As soon as Verse hit him up under the chin, throw it, DJ, throw it! God, do something.
I think he ended up blocking Verse with his ribs. They got him with my ribs.
I mean, that's so
flying.
good.
That's Superman. Oh, that's a good one.
Hurts my heart.
Look at Jared Verse. Awesome. All right, we are rolling on. Back to the breaking news. Shows say it ain't so. The Browns making the big change at quarterback. So much to talk about. We will do it all next. It's Get Up on ESPN.
Hide that. Hide that. We're not seeing that. We don't want to see that.
Receive it. Oh, that's bad.
So we picking more on these QBs? Is that the right play?
Marshawn, that's the only play.
Okay, I ain't know you was about that action.
Action? Yo, I radiate action, dog. See that bag? It's got 23 clubs and I'm named every one. Thundersticks, the Widowmaker. This one, Barbara.
No, I'm going Les.
Pick, predict, play. Download today. New users play $5 and get $50 instantly in site credits. Prize Pick. It's good to be right.
This is Mia. She dreams of taking her boutique swimwear brand nationwide. With her business growing so fast, she needs fast funding to keep making waves. That's why Mia has U.S. Bank Business Essentials, a combination of checking and card payment processing, giving her access to funds typically in 24 hours. Because we love watching her make a splash. That's the power of Mia. And this is the power of us.
Jameson, a famously smooth whiskey from a famously big family. Meet Jose, could be one of us. Even when he shows up uninvited, he's never empty-handed. You see, he's nearly as smooth as our whiskey. Must be a Jameson.
What could you do with your day if you could treat at home? Ask your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo, now pre-filled for self-injection.
Never a dull moment around here.
Who the hell is this guy?
Did you follow me here?
You're welcome. You're pregnant? I didn't see that coming.
Chicago Wednesday, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
The perfect snack box is everything. So customize your box. Sweet and salty your box. Protein pack your box. Movie night perfect your box. Build your own incredible snack box at nuts.com and get 20% off plus free shipping.
One of the biggest challenges my clients face is buying and selling a home at the same time. Many of my clients ask me, Tanya, how can I afford to buy my next home, but also make sure my current home sells? That's why who you work with matters. With HomeLight, we're able to help our clients buy and sell at the same time. It's the most game-changing product in real estate today. Together with HomeLight, we've helped clients win the home of their dreams.
Cause I'm in shoo shoo shoo, shoo shoo shoo, shoo 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 shoo, Sugar Town.
Gemini, which of these would be a little less expected?
Check out the alliums. They'd go great with the hydrangeas below.
Will those last till Saturday?
Yeah, they should last until Saturday if they're kept in water.
Most men think that facing reality is just a figure of speech. They face their competition. They face their fears. They face every single challenge, except the one in the mirror. You know, their face. Studies show that this year, most men will spend more time talking on the phone with their mother than they will taking care of their face, and then wonder why they don't look as sharp as they used to in photos. Spoiler alert, it's not the camera. Particle 6-in-1 face cream for men. Packed with active ingredients, fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles, all in one simple step. No need for a complicated skincare routine. Just apply twice daily and let Particle do the work. Visit ParticleMen.com. Use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off. We've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Particle 6-in-1 face cream for men. Face first, face forward, face life.
All right, UFC 320 is Saturday night. Not one, but two title fights. The light heavyweight and bantamweight prelims begin at 8, with the main card at 10 on pay-per-view. To buy it, go to espnplus.com/PPV. There was a moment I was sitting yesterday, and I just thought to myself, there's not another week in the year where more is going to be going on in sports than is going on right now, right? It's just so good. Baseball playoffs have begun. Awesome. I've seen basketball players doing press conferences, media day, all that. All this football. WNBA playoff. And they...
Nafisa going at people.
We're going to get into that this hour. If you didn't see that yesterday, Nafisa Collier, the best player in the WNBA, went in on the league's leadership. We will get Monica McNutt's reaction to that. So we have a jam-packed hour with everything. And then this morning, we got pretty significant breaking news. Kimberly, as the Browns get set to head to London, they've made a big change.
They've got a new starting quarterback. It is third-round pick Dylan Gabriel. The rookie will replace Joe Flacco. The move isn't a surprise because we've seen how this Browns offense has stalled with Flacco. He just doesn't look that great in the pocket. So now they're going to turn to Dylan Gabriel, and they have Brian Flores and the Minnesota Vikings on deck.
So, yeah, there's so many different ways to look at that. Like, I touched on that very briefly. We got this breaking news about a half hour ago. You know, I remember when the Giants were deciding to go to Jackson Dart, there were some people saying, do you really want to play him against this Chargers defense? And Rex made the point, because people will say that. Brian Flores starting a rookie against him, that's hard. Rex made the point, every team is good. Yeah. Every team's got good players. Sure. There's never a perfect time. If you're making the move, you make it for the best of your team. You don't make it based upon who you're facing that week.
Not every team is as creative as Brian Flores is. So that's the pushback. So every team he plays against is going to be good. Everyone's in the NFL. They're all super talented. Fair. But some people line up and do what they do, and then they're the Vikings, who were at the snap of the ball, you have no idea what they're going to do. And that's tough for a rookie quarterback, no matter how much experience Dylan Gabriel has. And he does have a lot of experience for a rookie quarterback in college. It's going to be a tough game, but to be fair, I mean, to Rex's point, there's no good weekend. That's right. Everybody's in the NFL. They're all faster and better than any team you've ever played.
It's worth the risk considering the fact that we're going to do wait 2 more weeks. You're going to wait and sit him out in this game and then sit him out against the Steelers, who've been getting after the passer pretty good too, and then wait for the Dolphins, who all of a sudden showed some life the other night. Look, just throw him in there. Dylan, you know, I think Jordan Rodgers made some great points about him from his time in college. This kid plays on time. He's got mobility. He's mature. He's played big-time football. Give him a shot.
And all those reasons that you just listed, Lou, is why Kevin Stefanski wanted this kid in the third round.
Yep. I give a lot of respect to them for making this decision right now. I believe they need to see both these rookies play, I would think, by the end of the year, Dylan Gabriel and Shador. But that's a long time. I believe he's making this move because he thinks they have a chance. That defense is so good. If they just get any spark from their offense. So I respect the fact that this is the risky move. This is not the safe move.
Right.
I mean, actually, I kind of disagree with you. Like, this is the obvious move. Like, you have to do something at this point. If you're looking at, I think it was probably Lou that said this in an earlier hour, the reason why you would have Joe Flacco, a pocket passer in a league that kind of doesn't have pocket passes anymore, an older guy, is he's not going to make the mistake that kills us. If Joe Flacco's going to throw 3 interceptions, we might as well have a rookie who's also athletic.
Yes, let me explain what I meant by that. Yes, you're correct. What I mean is Jackson Dart is going to be the starting quarterback of the Giants at some point. You're going to make the move. Dylan Gabriel was not drafted that way. Dylan Gabriel is a third-round pick who was not viewed as a franchise quarterback by most people. This is a move you're making because you think it's going to help you win right now.
Exactly. It's not just Kevin.
Right.
Like, this is ownership has said we want to see these young kids at some point. So this is not just Kevin Stefanski one day has said, you know what, I need to turn this over. This organizationally, I think they've watched this offense sort of falter, and they have a very good defense. The offense has to pick it up.
Yeah, there are no throwaway seasons in the NFL. No. As much as people say, hey, you know what, we're already playing for 26, we got all these. No, there are no they have a new stadium coming online, too.
Could play here, right? Where the quarterback doesn't necessarily have to carry the team, but the energy around the team lights up and these guys play better all around.
And so, as we told you right before the top of the previous hour, but if you're just joining us, Joe Flacco will be number 2 this weekend, which means that Shedeur Sanders remains at number 3. Maybe I'm just so draft focused because you and I do the draft, I see things. So to me, Shedeur Sanders remains a very interesting part of this story. What, Lewis, does this mean? This change here, Gabriel gets the first shot. Shedeur is not the backup. What does this mean for him?
I think, look, he needs to make sure that he's just drilling down on his preparation and give them reason to say, hey, look, if something happens to Dylan, you know what? We can turn to Shedeur. We can have him be the backup because these two are the future. And we know that Joe Flacco is probably going to, I don't want to speak for him. This may be his last year. And they probably want to see Shedeur at some point anyway, just to make sure that going into 26, they don't have to use, or maybe they don't have to use one of those first-round picks on a quarterback. So for him, I'm saying this. I don't know if they're trying to send him a message. I don't want to speak for the Browns. But the fact that they didn't elevate him, for him, I'm saying, okay, what do I need to do now? I need to drill down. That's for sure.
I think for a team that once had Baker Mayfield, it's probably hoping that they don't have the guy in the building and let him walk out again. So I think that they want to find out, to your point, they have a lot of high draft capital next year. They could combine their picks and get the first overall pick and pick whoever they want. They do not. They want to find out by the end of this season. Part of the reason why I think this is happening early is because at some point, if Gabriel doesn't make it work, at some point, they're going to get to Shedeur.
And what have we already seen as far as the draft prospects for 26 at quarterback this year?
Some of them
they're all over the place.
Right.
Don't think that you just know that you can get a guy next year and he's just going to step right in. It's all over the place, man. You got to see what you've got now.
So, look, I'm coming back to this because I think people are interested in it and interested in him. What does this mean for Shedeur Sanders? The fact that
he needs to sit down with Stefanski. He needs to sit down with the quarterback. With their what do I need to do to get to 2? Or what do I need to do to be able to compete and get on this thing? Sit down, have those conversations, and say, what is my role here? What do you expect from me? Because the bottom line is, Flacco's not going to be a Brown next year, right? Like Flacco has served the purpose that they wanted him to serve, and now they decide to move on from him. They have 2 quarterbacks in the building that they drafted this season. What can I do, Coach? What can I do to get myself to that position where I have an opportunity to either push Dylan Gabriel or at least be the backup in case something?
I'm not asking my question well. Let me reframe it.
I'll answer it.
Shedeur Sanders, Shefty reported that Shedeur Sanders didn't want to go to Baltimore because he thought that's a place I'll never get a chance to play.
Right.
He goes to Cleveland. We all say, here's a place he's going to get a chance to play. They're making a quarterback change at the beginning of October, and it's not him. What does that mean?
Well, look, by virtue of draft order, you already knew that when a change, you already knew when a change came, it was going to be Dylan first.
I actually think it's more positive for him than negative. Like, the negative part, it already came out when he was the 3rd one. Now they're moving on to Dylan Gabriel this early. I think that suggests that at some point in the season, you are going to get a shot.
You hope that that's what it tells you. Because, look, it would be very easy for them, unless Joe Flacco said, hey, look, if you make me a 3rd quarterback, I'm out of here. I'm just going to retire. It would be very easy for them to make him the number 2 right now. It would be. Are there questions? Do they have any concerns about his preparation? Look, he just needs to drill down. That's what we're talking about. Just make sure you're doing everything possible so if something happens to Dylan, you go in there.
I am telling you that they have spoken about how Kevin Stefanski has made it clear right now how he views this quarterback situation. So as much as you want to say Shedeur needs to ask them, what should I do? Kevin Stefanski is going to go with the quarterback who he thinks can run his offense well. I think he's going to give Dylan Gabriel a long lead, and I don't want to use that word, but a long shelf life, runway. There we go.
Good choice.
And it's on, and I think it depends on if Dylan Gabriel falters, the conversation around it at some point will be about.
I want to push back on this one thing though, is saying that because Flacco's the number 2, that says something negative about Shedeur. I think you put the person at number 2 who you think is capable of stepping in on a moment's notice. Like I think you have the veteran quarterback for a reason. I think if you ever want to put Shedeur in the game, you want to give him a week of practice. You want to get him ready for the game. You don't want to have it a mid-game injury. Mid-game injury, Joe, go out there, Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP. Go figure it out. It's a little different.
But the only thing is, though, Nick, like if you are the number 2 quarterback, they'll give you some reps. You will be kind of given more attention than the number 3 guy. Number 3 guy ain't doing anything. You're running scout team. You don't even know what the game plan is unless you look at it on your own.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So. There's a lot going on here. I just hope he gets a shot at some point in time. But look,
here's the bottom. Let me just say
final
this.
word.
Kimberly's
Bottom
face
line
says
on this.